Well, that's ominous. Hello! It's Arthur KQ Squirrel Moggington. Tonight, George and Nico are going to have to reseal a great evil god that threatens the world by traveling around and collecting 4 very specific rocks. That means this is basically a Final Fantasy spin-off. I don't make these rules, I just make up these rules. Anyway, video games. Hello, Sarah. Two warriors arrive, each holding at least 1 rock. Then they fight on the moon. Is that fucked up or what? Still, we are gonna pop back into Broken Sword, and I will admit, I've played this one before. I have no recollection whatsoever of where the plot goes from where we are. Like, I'm pretty sure we end up in a pyramid, but everything from here to there is a blur. Also, I want to thank Car again for having fixed my microphone ducking. That'll really help. But in general, I am, just kinda... Oof. I woke up not too long ago, and my brain is still pretty much in park. That's what I need. I need, like, a fast forward for waking my brain up. Allegedly, that's coffee, but I don't have any, so that's fine. Also, if I drink an energy drink, like, right now, I will not fall asleep when it is time to fall asleep. So. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time tonight. Man, this is, beat boopy as heck. I'm kinda digging it. And of course, on Tuesday, I'm looking forward to getting back into Armored Core Project Phantasma. Big Dumpy shall return. I'm thinking about putting even larger weapon arms on our mech, and... Oh, okay. I was worried we were gonna break into, like, the opening of Hamilton for a moment there. But no. It is the wind. And apparently dinosaur. It breaks my heart that Dinosaur has no dinosaurs in it. That is a sad thing. A game called Dinosaur Resurrection should have dinosaurs, but it does not. I've said all this before, of course. Hello, Shateri. Dino Sword. I mean, it would be nice to have a Dino Sword as well. I would feel very 80s cartoon character with one of those. It also finally occurs to me to wonder, am I pronouncing Shateri correctly? Is it Shattery? I don't think it would be, but I feel a need to ask. Anyway, you have approximately 0 seconds. Shateri. Okay. That's good. That's a relief. You have approximately 0 seconds before we pop over here to the... Oh, no, wait. It's this one. Yeah. Before I figure out which, I gotta figure... Dang, it's never gonna be fixed. Let me just hide my UI, actually pick the right streaming screen and move this down, and, let's get into Broken Sword 2 Remastered, The Smoking Mirror Remastered with a little squiggly snake. Music? Hello? The music died. Wait a minute. Why are we continuing here? Ketch Landing Beach. Okay, that was weird. Well, I don't even have a save for that place. Why did it take me there? Video games! Video games, video games, video games. They work so well. I love them. I love them. It reloaded me to a place I don't even have a save for. Alright, so when last we left George, he had landed somewhere on this island, and I don't know where it is or why we're here.
It looked like a set of plans.
Plans? Plans for what? The Death Star?
I just had to sneak a look at those plans.
Sneak, you say.
Hey, get out of there.
You know, wherever I go, I hear those words. Paris, Syria, Ireland, or Spain. Makes no difference.
What do you think you're doing?
I was trying to show some interest in your project.
Alright, let's wait until he turns around and then we'll look at the plans. And then we'll introduce ourselves to this man. Yeah, George, if everywhere you go people seem set up with you, maybe it's not the locations. There he goes. Okay.
I just had to sneak a look at those plans.
Nope, it makes him come right back over. Okay, we can't.
Hey, get out of there.
Okay.
A zillion years ago, Captain Pirate Beard stole one of the stones, then retired and bought this island. Yeah, again, I say this feels a lot like a Final Fantasy plot in a weird way. I'm pretty sure that's the plot of, like, Costa del Sol. Alright, what is this?
I recognized the instrument as a theodolite, but I had no idea how to operate it.
I don't know what a theodolite is, so George is actually ahead of me on this one. That's a terrifying feeling. I will need to travel 2,000 years into the past to fight the shitty god who sucks ass. Okay. Hey, man. What you doing? Theodolite?
Is this Ketch's Landing?
Yeah, that's right.
My name's George Stobbart. You're a surveyor, right, Mr.
Bronson. And of course I'm a surveyor. Why the hell else will I have a theodolite?
I don't know. Hobby, maybe?
Yeah, right. What brings you here, anyway?
I'm searching for an ancient Mayan artifact.
What is it? Some kind of jewel?
No, it's obsidian. A black stone with supposedly mystic powers.
You're nuts.
Yeah, I am.
This is similar to the stone I'm looking for.
What makes you think you'll find it here?
Because when the stones were stolen in the 17th century...
Hold it! The stones have been lost for 300 years?
Approximately.
And you're hoping to find them again? You're nuts. And why here?
A wise old Indian shaman told me he saw the stones in a vision.
Ha ha. That's rich. Listen, I got work to do, okay?
A library that was moved to a safer location. You need to go to a special location. Discover the building was moved. And so the puzzle as presented fails what would work in the original location. That happened in Gabriel Knight 2. If you recall, the theater where we presented the Lost Wagner opera was rebuilt, and it wasn't rebuilt exactly to the original specifications, and that made part of the puzzle fail. So it's not that it was, well, I suppose it's not exactly the same thing, but it is sort of the same vibe. Anyway, a guy that makes George look like a gentle sweetheart. It kind of is.
Look at this. An article about a total eclipse of the sun.
Oh, yeah? Listen, I don't want to be rude, but it just comes naturally. I really don't care.
Okay, that line was actually pretty good. I don't want to be rude, but I don't give a shit about anything you have told me or shown me.
What are you doing with the theodolite?
Surveying the old house. I got great plans for this place.
Oh, yeah?
You bet. Take a look around. What do you see?
Paradise.
I see opportunity. This place is ripe for development.
I like it just the way it is.
And that's where we differ. You see, Mr. Stobbart, I'm what you might call a man of vision. I see a great future for Ketch's Landing, and it all starts here, with that house.
Oh, he's a land developer. He is a douchebag.
How do you survey a house like that?
I've put a target reflector on the end of one of the flagpoles up there on the house. I sight on it from various locations through the theodolite, record the angles along the baseline, and triangulate them to give me the exact position of the target. Understand?
Why the end of the flagpole? Wouldn't it have been better on a corner of a wall or something?
Are you a surveyor?
No, my degree's in law.
Then shut up.
Catch you later, Bronson.
Okay, well, please tell me you get to sabotage his survey. Oh, we're here, aren't we? I'm sure we can do that as like a side thing while we're looking for the stone. Let's see, here's a dock.
It was a seaworthy little craft, in bad need of a coat of paint, but spotlessly clean and maintained. The kid looked about 11 or 12. He was fishing with the intense concentration of someone who had all the time in the world.
I don't know why we suddenly played a burst of, like, the Monkey Island music, but... Hi, kid.
You want to buy some fish?
Nah, I don't like fish. What's your name?
Rio. It means river. What about you?
George.
Duran taught me that.
Well, it's just a name.
Yeah, George is American. American names don't mean shit. But Duran taught me that Rio means river.
Do you know anything about a forthcoming eclipse?
No, but that explains why the weather's about to get real bad.
Rio, it's a beautiful day. There's no more than a whisker of cloud in the sky.
Trust me, man, it's going to get real bad.
Okay, subtitle's not quite accurate. That's what the cut-in reminds you of. What may I add? Portraits are making you think of Echo Quest 2. Ah, you know, we never did play that. Maybe once we're done the Broken Sword series. For some reason, I feel like barreling through as much of the series as I can.
Do you know anything about pirate treasure?
Man, that's all stories. There's no such thing as a real pirate treasure.
Is it true that Captain Ketch lived around here?
That's right. That's his house up on the hill. It's a museum now.
Yeah? That's exactly what I need. Thanks, kid.
You won't get inside, you know. The old ladies close it down.
Old ladies? Are these like the old ladies from Two Fat Ladies? I loved that show. They ride around on like a motorcycle and cook things. It was a great show.
Who are these old ladies you mentioned?
Miss Frost and Miss Mina Ketch.
How come the old ladies closed the museum?
It's Branson's doing. Him have the plans for redeveloping the museum. They're going to regret it, you know. The man's a crook.
Oh yeah, we're gonna sabotage his shit.
Will you help me get those plans?
I don't want to go nowhere near that man. He promised to drown me when he found the fish I left in his sleeping bag.
I think both sides have a point here, but...
What do you know about Captain Ketch?
Just what everybody knows around here. He was a pirate and get himself hung.
No school today?
No, sir.
What about your education?
I can fish, sail, and swim. I've been looking after myself since I was 6, and I'm bilingual.
Aren't you a little overqualified for a beach bum?
Well, you know, there's a lot of competition.
Okay.
It was a net left to dry in the sunshine.
Do we need this?
I didn't want a fishing net.
Okay. Well, let's head on up to the building itself, and we can see what we can fuck around with. Kitty.
A cute little putty tat. Actually, no. It was a mangy old flea bag. It was busily torturing a red ball.
Hi, cat.
Hi, Puss. Wanna play? Hey, cat. Watch where you're putting those claws.
I'm pretty sure that cat knows exactly where it's putting its claws. Into your flesh. Your tender, delicate, exposed flesh. You shorts-wearing man. So let's see. There is the flagpole. Then I saw a fishing net. I didn't want a fishing net. Thanks for including that story. I love how George narrates everything in the past tense. Even the most, like, absolutely prosaic bullshit. Let's see. We can't go around the side of the house.
It was a closed window. The window was locked.
Except for which makes me imagine that it's like 70-year-old George thoughtfully frowning at this dust-covered weight set or something.
It was a sturdy, extendable ladder.
Can I have it?
The ladder extended easily.
You there? What are you doing?
Pardon me, ladies. I was just going to climb your ladder. I'm helping Bronson.
Oh, you're not like him, are you? He's very polite, isn't he, Frost? And he has dimples when he smiles.
I'm helping Bronson as a cover story you went with? Okay. Let's chat him up.
Two old ladies were sitting outside the house, enjoying afternoon tea. Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stobbart. Would you care for tea?
No, thank you, ma'am. I don't like tea.
Heretic! Burn him! You can't say that in England, man. You're gonna get fucking killed. Why are two of the three weird sisters here? They couldn't decide when these three shall meet again. Alternately, all three of them are here. One of them's just in cat form right now. An immense house cat or a small albino cougar? It's the cougar.
I've been talking to Rio, the little fisher boy.
I'll thank you not to mention that little wretch in my presence. Dirty little whelk. Nasty fishy boy. That will do, Mina.
Okay, but what if I did mention him?
I gather you don't have much time for the little boy.
That child is a delinquent, Mr. Stobbart.
Yeah, well, he's only, what, 11, maybe?
A knave with one hand on the tops.
What is that? What? Are you getting, like, C.S. Lewisy on me, or?
What is it about Rio that you don't like, Miss Frost?
Well, once upon a time, he and Emily... Be quiet this instant, Mina.
Oh, we don't get to hear that story. Okay. What about the cat face? That is kind of a derpy-looking cat face.
Is that your cat?
Yes, it is. That's Ruddles. Do you like cats, Mr. Stobbart?
Sure?
You bet. Especially spit roast.
George, why do I trust that you're gonna say anything of use or info?
Can you tell me anything about Captain Ketch?
More than you can tell me about your great-great-great-great-grandfather, no doubt.
You're his descendants?
Certainly. Captain Ketch was born in Dorset, England, in the reign of King Henry VIII. His family were undistinguished farmers, but young Frederick Ketch decided to go to sea. We have plenty of seamen in our family, Mr. Stobbart. Are you interested in history, Mr. Stobbart?
I'm not trusting you with yes anymore, George.
Heck no. In my experience, history can be very dangerous for your health.
Really? How very foolish of you.
What is this child?
What can you tell me about Emily?
Emily? What business
Who?
can she be of yours? Her parents were killed in a typhoon. We, as her only living relatives, took it upon ourselves to raise the child.
It's good to know Charity isn't dead.
Oh, but she is. Washed overboard in the typhoon. Mr. Stobbart wasn't talking about Emily's mother. He was being sarcastic.
Who the hell is Emily? Okay.
What else can you tell me about Emily?
How dare you pry into our family in this way? I refuse to answer any more of your impertinent questions.
Okay. What about this impertinent question?
Is it true Frederick Ketch was a pirate?
Frederick Ketch was emphatically not a pirate. They hanged him, you know. Down there on the beach in front of his family. Didn't bother with a trial. Just whipped him out from his breakfast table and hoisted him up in chains.
Okay.
Well, if he wasn't a pirate, what did they hang him for?
Envy. Pure green-eyed envy. He had been a successful privateer, you see, and had accumulated great wealth. As rich as a mink in a paddock. Shut up, Mina. Yes, Frost. The small-minded governor and his lackeys wanted his money, trumped up some ridiculous charge about breaking the conditions of his letter of marque, and hanged him like a common thief. The blackguards!
It's nice to see they pronounced blackguards correctly. Also, yeah, the difference between being a pirate and a privateer is that you have an authentic letter of marque, which basically says, you know, I can attack ships that are from this other country, and blah, 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 blah. The same thing, though. But the only difference is that for one, you have permission. And what the fuck does that mean?
Letter of marque?
The document that permitted him to engage and destroy the enemies of the crown. The difference between a lawful privateer and a pirate. Yoo-hoo! Sorry, Frost.
Well, why didn't Ketch just say, take a hike, guys, I've got a pirating license?
Frederick Ketch was not a pirate. But he did show them his letter of marque. But they destroyed it and hanged him anyway.
You attack a ship that isn't included in letter of marque, it's not like there will be any witnesses. I mean, that depends on what you do with that ship.
A large tree stood beside the house, with a suggestive U formed by the branches.
You! Can I stretch the panties over the trees for... No. What if we give the worm to the cat?
The cat looked at me as if to say, why have you brought a dead worm halfway around the world? I had no answer.
Okay, that's fair, actually.
It was an old house. It was locked.
The house is closed.
How come?
It is undergoing refurbishment.
Oh, of course. This must be the place Bronson's surveying.
The intention is to prepare the museum for the new century. The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum. It would look nice in neon.
A museum for a pirate? There was a stony silence.
As I have already told you, sir, he was not a pirate. It's precisely this sort of vile misrepresentation that Mr. Bronson is seeking to rebalance.
Oh? How?
Mr. Bronson has kindly agreed to undertake the museum's refurbishment at a very reasonable price. He understands the importance of a sense of history.
Funny. That's not the impression I got of Bronson at all.
He also understands spherical geometry. Mina? Well, he does.
Listen, ma'am. I came a long way to visit this place.
If we make an exception in your case, everyone will want to get in.
Pardon me, but I didn't exactly have to fight my way through the crowds.
You're the second visitor we've had today. No, I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
I wonder who the first was. Well, can we,
Get down.
Sorry.
not allowed? Okay. So we're gonna need to, I guess, shoo these old ladies out of here. Infiltrate via a window. Take the time to move the, target on the flagpole to throw all of Bronson's settings off. Just knock them out. Yeah, just huck the dart at them.
They wouldn't appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Well, we only knock people out if they'll appreciate it. Can I have that ball? Probably not. We've also got to steal the ball from the cat, because George is a dick. But let's see. Any, information from Bronson at this point? Now that we've talked to the Ketch sisters? We do have a few things.
Tell me about the two old ladies.
Who? The Ketch sisters. One of them's crazy as a coot, and the other will turn you to stone if you're not careful. Say, was that kid giving you trouble?
The Fisher boy? No, he was very polite.
Ha! He's a juvenile delinquent. I suppose he told you I was a crook.
No, we figured that out on our own.
Oh no, he's a good kid. He'd never say anything like that.
Sure he would, the little punk.
Can I take a look at your plans?
No way. What interest would they be to you, anyhow?
I've always had a secret desire to be a surveyor.
You have?
Sure. I mean, you surveyors are just like the great explorers, aren't you? Henry the Navigator, Vasco da Gama, Chris Columbus. Maybe you don't sail uncharted seas or discover new continents, but you're okay in my book.
Horse shit. You just stay away from those plans, you hear?
Catch you later, Bronson.
Damn, Bronson's too smart to fall for that. He's our greatest nemesis yet. We may have to kill him.
He wouldn't have wanted that. Catch you later, Bronson.
Oh, but he came back over just to go catch you later, Bronson. Catch you later, Bronson. One moment, please. Yay, for a change I managed to mute sneezing aggressively into the microphone. You're all welcome. Okay, kid. Can you procure me a fish to irritate the cat with?
How come the old ladies closed the museum?
It's Bronson's doing. Him have the plans for redeveloping the museum. Oh, I know all about Mr. Bronson's plans.
Yeah?
I think Bronson is trying to cheat those sweet, vulnerable old ladies.
That's a little unfair, isn't it?
Okay, he's trying to cheat those seriously demented, poisonous old ladies.
You have to admire his acumen.
You kinda do.
Tell me about your friend Emily.
Why are you so interested in Emily Ketch?
Emily Ketch? A descendant of Captain Ketch, the pirate?
Yeah,
Well, it doesn't bother you?
why should it? We don't responsible for our ancestors.
That's true.
I didn't know the first thing about sailing a dinghy.
Alright, can't steal that. I feel like we... Wait a minute, maybe he would catch more fish if he had some bait.
What you got there?
I didn't think the kid would be interested in that.
Oh. Well, maybe not. So... We exhausted all of the conversational topics with everyone. Can we go back into the forest? From whence we came? No. Give the worm to the person fishing is a sensible enough choice. They should have offered a custom dialogue for it. It would be nice, but no. See. Maybe it's just that I didn't look at the target on the flagpole.
It was a flagpole, one of a pair. The flagpole had a reflective target on the end for Bronson to use as a reference point. I couldn't reach the flagpole, and a bush stopped me from moving the ladder across.
Wine notes that the fishing net seemed clickable. Yeah, George didn't want anything to do with it last time. I might as well give it another shot.
I didn't want a fishing net.
Still doesn't want it, no.
It was a net left to dry in the sunshine.
There must be a reason that it's here. I do not know what that reason is. Can I just bump his theodolite out of the way while he's... No. Can I get another look at... Can I get a look at the plans while he's...
I just had to sneak a look at...
No. He comes over too fast.
Hey, get out of there.
Okay.
Mend the net with the panties. Let's see. No. George doesn't even justify that with words. Wow. Alright, one more chat with the old ladies, and then I may turn to the hint system.
You're really fond of that cat, aren't you?
He is our companion and our solace.
I thought about catnapping the little monster until they let me in, but it wasn't my style. Maybe there was some other way I could use their affection for the cat to get me into the house.
Use their What, like I have to take the ball hostage? Okay.
Okay, it was time for diversionary tactics. I thought I saw a little girl down on the beach.
You must be mistaken.
He must be mistaken. Mustn't he, Frost?
I'm sure I'm not. A little girl and that young fisher boy.
What? It's not possible. What were they doing?
Oh, the kinds of things that all little boys and girls get up to at their age.
When I was a little girl, we used to play cows and milkmaids.
Well betide you if you're lying to us, Mr. Stobbart. Heaven help you.
Alright, that got rid of them. Which one was she? I don't know, take a guess. Alright, they're headed down there.
With a creak of ancient corsetry, the sisters sailed majestically over the distant horizon.
That means I can climb up this. Maybe get in this upper window?
Just my luck. I'd struck out again. The windows were all locked. I didn't have a flag on me, so the flagpole would have to stay bare. I couldn't reach the flagpole, and a bush stopped me from moving the ladder across.
The panties, you salute your shorts.
Maybe in my high school days, but not now.
Oh yes, you've matured so much, George.
Nah, I didn't have the throwing strength to knock the marker off.
Cole?
Nah, I didn't have the throwing strength to knock the marker off.
Well, this isn't working. Camp on a island, we hold you in our arms.
It was locked.
Dang it. And we can't do anything with that. Can't get in this
The
one
window
either.
was locked.
Hit it with the coal.
No, I couldn't just go around throwing things at other people's windows.
What about the yew of the tree? That is... I did try once, but he doesn't seem interested. I feel like I'm gonna need something else. But this does seem like a good slingshot opportunity.
A cute little putty tat. It was busy.
Okay, torturing a red ball. Do we have anything we can give the cat? Coal. A dart.
I wasn't
Panties.
going to risk further laceration by the cat's claws.
You want some panties? No. You want some coal? No. Do you want a poisonous blow dart?
It would have been pretty cool to drug the cat, but I didn't have the heart. And besides which, those sisters would kill me.
Cat drugs, the coolest drugs of all. Do you want a terrifying idol?
Hey, cat, want to play with this little doll? It wasn't exactly enthralled at coming face to face with the great god Tezcatlipoca.
Why would a god impress a cat? Give the cat a fetish. Yeah. Want to hear about the eclipse? No. You want a magic
I
stone?
doubted the cat would have salient remarks to make on a Mesoamerican artifact. I was right.
Okay. No, I guess we're going back down to the beach. Maybe we can throw the old ladies in the ocean. Oh, they're already gone. Okay. You holding up, Rio?
Did you see the weird sisters come by here?
Did I? They look madder than usual, so I hide until they're gone by.
Just as well. They thought you were playing with Emily. Boy, were they steamed.
Emily, you're madder than them.
Can you let me have a fish, kid?
I thought you say you don't like fish.
It's not for me. It's a present.
For the old ladies? Well, it makes a change from flowers and candy.
No, it's for their cat.
Okay. What do I get out of it?
I can pay you. I've got Quaramontian dollars, French francs, and traveler's checks.
You must be joking. The nearest bank is 3 islands away.
You want some underwear?
Will you give me a fish if I give you these, Rio, are these ugly, tasteless nylon panties worth a fish?
No, man.
Every day we hear sentences that no one has ever uttered before in the history of mankind.
Is this worm worth a fish?
Could be good bait. How did it die?
I think it drowned in tequila.
Just like my Uncle Gabriel. Yeah, I'll have that.
Okay, so he does want the
I'll
worm.
get you a fish. It might take a while, though.
Might take a while. Alright, well, I'm gonna walk away, and then I'm gonna come back. And those ladies are still gone. Good. I keep thinking I see something shiny down here, but it's just the ripples. Fish? Fish?
There was nothing else I wanted to ask the boy.
Fish? Fish?
No luck with a fish?
No, man. They don't want bite. That's cause they know there's a storm brewing.
Me one bite.
Storm? I don't think so.
Hey, I got a bite.
You have?
It's a big one. A real big one.
Reel him in, Rio. Jeez, it must be a whale or something.
It's like a... It's a boot. No, it's a tire. Okay.
Rustiest whale I ever see.
I still need a fish, Rio.
Okay, make me try again.
Maybe you better change your bait. It was
Bicycle.
half a rusting bicycle frame.
Oh, good. Half of a bicycle. We call those unicycles.
The only serviceable part of the bicycle's wreck was a rubber inner tube. You just never know when you're going to need stuff like that.
Aha! Apparently a fish did need a bicycle. Well, happily we also needed a bicycle. But we got an inner tube. Now we can make a slingshot. And we'll work from there.
The inner tube hung between the two branches.
In much the same way that bricks don't.
I put my lucky lump of coal in the catapult. Took aim. No! My lucky piece of coal vanished into the distance. It looked like it was going into orbit.
Okay. Maybe something heavier? No. Maybe the dart? No. Oh, this is what we need the ball for. The ball is rubber, the tube is rubber. They combine, they make a rubber tree, and it saves our lives, and it kills the target. So this is why we need a fish. To get the ball. To shoot from the inner tube. At the target. Knocking it down. If you don't, if the coal does anything optional later, I don't know. If we lost the chance to access, like, a cool Easter egg because of that, I'm gonna feel very disappointed.
There's a fish, my man.
I can't put it in my pocket while it's flapping about like that.
No problem.
You're very specific, George. Did you think he was gonna catch you a dead one? Or, like, one wrapped in plastic? Or a can? Other than the Easter egg of the goat, which I already tried. That's fair. You think he was gonna catch you some canned tuna? Okay, hold up. If I just hand this cat the fish, it's just gonna lay there. Can I,
I doubted I had Rio's grasp of piscine aerodynamics. There had to be a better projectile in a dead fish.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's make this really distracting.
I'd have to do that from the ground.
Okay, I'm on the right track. Good. I think I'm on the right track, unless that's a generic message.
That should get the old cat dancing. I just hoped it didn't give itself a cardiac.
There we go. That's a very distracting cat toy. Let's...
I couldn't reach it.
Yes, George, use the letter. Let's give it the fish now. Because we need our tube back.
I didn't have a flag on me, so the flagpole would have to stay bare.
That's nice. Oh. There we go. Thank you, George. Okay, now we can, disrupt this bullshit. Unless George sends this ball into orbit, in which case, I don't know what we're doing.
I put the ball in the catapult. Took aim. Yes! Okay, so it was a lucky shot, but I'd knocked the theodolite target clean off the end of the flagpole.
We sure that's a ball and not a red clown nose? George isn't showing it to everybody, so... Oh look, here he comes. Nice. You just gonna stand there, George, or...?
What the hell's going on here?
Hi, Bronson. Nice to see you, too.
You again. Have you been screwing around with my theodolite target? Where is it? I had to climb out of the window to put that one on. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go through all that again.
Not this time. The house is locked up and the sisters aren't here.
Hell's teeth! I'll have to put the spare target on the other flagpole. A whole morning's work wasted. I'm gonna fix all this and then I'm gonna fix you, you hear?
Yeah? Fine. I'll be waiting.
Push the letter, George. Push the letter, George.
What you doing, Bronson? Just hanging around?
I'm gonna kill you for this, Stobbart! Get me down from here!
What, so you can kill me? Gee, you talked me out of it, Bronson. I felt a little guilty about leaving Bronson up there, but not much, obviously. The marker was a bright, shiny thing, and I have a weakness for bright, shiny things.
You know, Bronson could really just draw. It's not really that far.
Theodolite, though.
It's not really that long a drop. Let's check out these plans.
With Bronson out of the way, I could finally get a clear look at the plans. Engineers' drawings didn't mean much to me, but one thing was clear. These plans were for a 5-story, 200-roomed, luxury, pirate-themed hotel. Another stain on the bedspread of paradise.
Yeah, I suspect I know some old ladies who are going to want to see that. Oh, can we... Oh, we can just steal the theodolite. Okay. Oh, just cram those in your short. Okay. Is George a dragon? Apparently he's got the pants room of one. Yeah, look at him up there. Swinging away. What a good time. Anyway, apparently the next Broken Sword game, Broken Sword 3, is called The Sleeping Dragon. So, I don't know if George is a dragon, but apparently there will be one involved, maybe, unless it's a metaphor for communism? I don't know. Unless it's
What you
asleep.
got there?
Look here. Bronson's plans.
Was I right? Is that creep up to no good?
Darn right he is.
We got anything
There's
to talk
nothing else I
about?
wanted to ask the boy.
No, okay, cool. But, thanks, Rio. You were cool. You helped. Maybe if we head back up there, the old lady will show up again. The Ketch sisters. Hey!
Why is Mr. Bronson hanging from that flagpole?
He climbed up there of his own accord.
Then help him, you stupid man. Quickly, before he falls.
Actually, I have something you guys might want to talk about.
Here. Bronson's plans.
This means nothing to me.
She's not wearing her reading glasses.
Ah, wait. Yes, I see now. I see it all too clearly. That man is planning to build a huge hotel. Bronson is a confidence trickster. Mina, we have been duped. I'm glad we didn't sign his contract.
Oh, I hate tricksters, especially confident ones.
Come, Mina.
Are you gonna beat him with sticks like he's a piñata?
Mr. Bronson, you may consider yourself persona non grata.
Yes. Harvey Canum.
Kindly disentangle yourself from our flagpole and eject yourself from our property this very minute.
Disentangle. Eject.
Hey, cut that out, you crazy old bat!
How dare you! Mina isn't crazy, she's just engagingly eccentric.
Yeah, as a bedbug. Ouch!
Lovely as this little vista is, I'd be really grateful if you could let me into the museum now.
Certainly, young man. We are most grateful to you for exposing this scoundrel. Mina, the lock.
We're just gonna leave him hanging there,
Thanks,
huh?
ladies.
Stobbart, be a pal. Get these harpies off me. Ooh.
Jab him in the nuts with an umbrella. Meanwhile, in London,
While George was basking in the sun-drenched Caribbean, I went to London. It was a long shot, but I thought I'd start my search for the Jaguar Stone at the British Museum.
I mean, that is where all artifacts of other cultures end up. The British Museum. Same hat.
The carving looked Central or South American in style, perhaps Aztec.
Touch it.
I doubted I could sneak this enormous stone out under my jacket.
And meanwhile, George is just shoving theodolites in his pants. Left and right. What do we have? We have, Nico's purse.
There was nothing very useful in my bag, just a single hair clip. It was a hair clip.
The hair clip is a hair clip. Glad to know.
It was a woven wall hanging with a South American design.
Touch it. I think that's a shower curtain.
Excuse me, miss. Please don't touch the exhibits.
Okay.
The mask looked more African than American.
Oh, is that it?
It was a stone identical in size and style to the coyote stone. However, this stone bore the image of a jaguar.
Well, shit, we found it. That was easy. Pick the lock and let's go.
That's the kind of thing Georges would do. Not me.
Oh. Okay. Well. What fuckery is that? That's the kind of thing George would do. Yeah, okay. Wait, is there another one?
It was a small flat square of polished obsidian. Nothing like the one I was looking for. According to the caption, this was the scrying mirror given to Dr. John Dee by Sir Francis Drake.
Oh, well, okay. You like to stuff at the Olite down your pants? Who doesn't? On a good weekend evening. Hello. And what's this? Behind this guy.
The cabinet contained a dagger decorated with Mayan designs.
Not Egyptian designs. That would be the Dagger of Amun-Ra. We have not played that one yet. Yet, I say, pointedly.
It was a phone, probably for staff only. I didn't need to make a call.
Alright, let's chat with this dude.
The attendant didn't show it, but I sensed he was watching my every move.
Can I help you, miss?
Sure.
Have you ever heard of an English sea captain called El Draco?
El Draco? Not a very English name.
I think that's what the Spanish would have called him. It was about the time of the conquistadors.
16th century. Oh, I know. That's what the Spanish called Sir Francis Drake.
Francis Drake? Have you got anything here that belonged to him?
Indeed, miss. We have a couple of artifacts he brought back from one of his journeys.
Oh, well, hey, it's Uncharted now. Except we don't have to awkwardly collect random objects off the ground. Ignore that cat thing.
What can you tell me about the scrying mirror?
Ah, that belonged to the alchemist and part-time Elizabethan spy, Dr. John Dee. It was brought back from the New World by Sir Francis Drake and presented to him. It's Mayan, you know.
What is a scrying mirror?
It's rather like a crystal ball, and you can't see anything in it. Apparently, he had a partner who used it to talk with angels. If you ask me, you were barking mad.
No, that makes sense. If you can't see anything, you're probably talking to angels.
It didn't look anything like the coyote stone. This one was like a little black shaving mirror. Is the scrying mirror the only piece of obsidian Drake gave Dee?
Funny you should ask. There's another called the Jaguar Stone. He never liked it, though. Said there were angels in the mirror, but devils in that stone.
Excellent. That's the one I want. I want the stone that has Satan in it.
Can I take a closer look at Dee's mirror, please?
No, you cannot. That's why the cabinet is locked. They tried some newfangled interactive scheme. And you can guess what happened. Bloody kids ran off with half the exhibits. Hands-on experience, my foot. In my days, it was hands off, I ask you. What do kids know about ancient Mayan civilization? Nothing.
That is what the museum is allegedly here to correct, my dude.
Can you tell me something about the Jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss. The so-called Jaguar Stone was brought back from the Americas by Sir Francis Drake and presented, with, as you already know, the more famous scrying mirror, to John Dee. The old loony didn't like the stone, though. Reckoned it was tainted by the devil. Come along, miss. I'll show you the mirror.
I've already... Oh, never mind.
Okay, so my obvious first idea
John Dee's famous crying mirror.
is that I
Given
need to
him by
get the
Francis
mirror out of
Do
this
you know if
case,
this mirror has any
get
relevance
the other stone
with
out of
this
its case, and
catapult?
swap the two.
Oh? Tis that like... Tis like... I can't even say it. Ah, there's someone here who'll be able to help you better than me.
Like, that's my first theory. Oh,
This
hello.
young lady has some questions to ask, Professor. I think she's from France.
Professor Roubillier.
Eh? What? You two know each other, do you? Excuse me, the telephone.
We meet again.
Mademoiselle, France, eh?
Yes, I believe that's where you live, Professor.
I have a house there, on the outskirts of Paris, but I haven't been back for many months.
I thought you were going to stay in Quaramonte to witness the eclipse.
Alas, business comes first. An important consignment of artifacts on loan to the British Museum. But I intend to return to Quaramonte in plenty of time.
Professor Oubier, your taxi's here.
If you'll excuse me, I have some urgent business to attend to at the docks.
Oh. Well, shit. I kind of missed my chance to ask about... Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Can you answer me some questions about the Jaguar stone?
Certainly, miss. If you just step this way.
If I could step that way, I wouldn't need the Jaguar stone.
It's
Hey!
gone. Some sods half-inched it.
Half-inched?
Stolen it, miss. Never mind. The silent alarm will have been tripped. I'm afraid nobody can leave until our crack security team gets here.
How long will that take?
Could be a while. I think it's their tea break.
The thief could be miles away by then.
Don't you worry about that, miss. Just don't try to leave.
It was too much of a coincidence that Oubier showed up and the stone promptly disappeared. I didn't have time for their crack security team to finish their tea. I had to get after him.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to fuck off somewhere so I can grab that key. Never mind, I can just grab that key. Okay, I need you to stay over here so I can steal stuff.
The key didn't fit this lock. That's the kind of thing Georges would do. Not me.
Well, maybe George can lockpick better than you. Have you considered that? Maybe that's why you don't want to do it. Okay, well, fine.
The key unlocked the case.
Okay, I can shoplift the dagger. And maybe I can use the dagger to,
It was an obsidian dagger, thin and razor sharp.
well, let's put a handle on it.
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe I can use the dagger to... No? Alright, I didn't want it to come to this. Blood must flow. Blood, 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 blood.
What was it you wanted?
Take a look at this.
What are you doing with that?
Just looking. What was it used for?
It's a sacrificial dagger. And I'd feel a lot happier if you put it down.
Oh. You don't mind that I just, okay, well.
Don't you think it's suspicious that Oubier has urgent business at the docks?
Not in the slightest, young lady. He's gone to oversee the unloading of cargo. An exhibition of Mayan sculpture on loan from Mexico City.
What's the name of the ship?
The Xibalba Princess. Moored down by Tower Bridge. Why do you ask?
Just wondering.
Okay, well,
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
I don't suppose I can just...
I'm sorry, miss, but I shall have to ask you to stay.
Oh, but surely you don't suspect me of stealing the stone?
No, but you will have to make a statement to the police. You're a witness.
Fuck. Alright, well...
The carving looked Buddhist in subject, but Mesoamerican in execution. There was a huge carving of somebody who must have been important once.
Just somebody that they used to know. Okay, then. We're gonna have to...
I didn't need to make a call.
It's possible. Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon his works, ye mighty, in despair. Nothing beside remains.
I locked the case again and took the key. That wouldn't work.
No, can't put it in my handbag.
That was no good.
That's no good. Alright, we gotta get out of here somehow.
The two Japanese girls were inexplicably amused by something.
Do we speak Japanese, Nico?
Bonjour. I wonder if you could help me.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
What's so funny? Oh, never mind.
Okay. Let's grill this guy for any information.
I didn't steal the stone. I was nowhere near it.
So who do you suppose did steal it?
It would be you!
It was you, wasn't it?
Use your loaf, miss. What would I want with an ancient Mayan artifact?
I don't know, but I'm sure the police will get it out of you.
I didn't think the museum attendant would be interested in a hair grip. Not even a cute one like this.
Look at this. The thief left this key in the cabinet.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That makes the theft an inside job, right?
Oh dear.
In other words, the thief was Professor Oublier.
Well, let's leave that for the police to decide, shall we? I better phone them right away.
Yes, you'd better get on the phone.
Hello?
I knew I had nothing to worry about if the police were called.
Yes, I'll hold.
But I had to catch up with Oublier, and fast.
Now you can see
Please,
me doing
miss.
this.
Don't go.
Okay.
What I have to do is maybe hide behind the curtain. Oh,
The doors were securely locked. The doors were securely locked.
well, I was hoping that was what the key was for. Hairpin?
The doors were securely locked.
Okay, so they're securely locked. What about the knife? Yeah, the knife will...
I levered the handle open with the thin dagger.
Sure. Willing to accept it. Meanwhile, back at Ketch's Landing...
The room had been decorated to resemble the interior of a sailing ship. It was disturbingly effective.
Are you gonna barf? George, don't barf. Okay, so... Here we are on the Ooh, cutlass. That's what George needs, a sword! This feels like a great idea.
Very sharp-looking pirate's cutlass.
A great idea.
It would have been easy to reach the cutlass and slip it in my pocket. It would also have been the most regrettable action of my life.
Oh. Go on, George. Circumcise yourself with a pirate cutlass.
It was an old wooden barrel. Maybe it was from Ketch's ship. Yow! I should have known better than to put my hand in there. Grandma Stobbart had a nasty experience in a water butt once.
A what?
Whatever lived in that barrel could stay there as far as I was concerned.
I'm sorry, hold on. I have to fucking Google something. A water butt is a large container for storing or collecting a liquid such as rainwater. Yeah, this is apparently a UK thing. There's a lot of pages on the internet that's like, should I get a water butt? Will they provide me a public water butt? I have a rear water butt. Should I get a front water butt? The world is a fascinating place. Oh no, George
Maybe
would...
that wheel was from Ketch's ship. Suddenly, I was 12 years old again.
It's not hard, George. You're like 13 now. A buttload is a type of barrel. Oh my god, we found the legendary buttload!
Hard a port, bosun. Aye, aye, Captain Stobbart. She cannot take it, Captain. The lad's dead. Abandoned ship.
George speedrunning the plot of Opera Din.
It was a ship's bell.
Ring it.
2 bells and all's well. Pirates were cool.
I'd like to pretend that I'm better than this. I'm not. I'm not.
Captain Frederick Ketch, 1570. Around his neck was a cross. Maybe he was a part-time pirate.
He looks like Tom Baker. Maybe this was all an elaborate Doctor Who plot.
It was an actual pirate ship chart.
Steal it.
Okay, I've had my hands on an historical document. Now what?
Wash them.
The chart fitted exactly into the recess on the top of the desk.
I thought it might.
It was one of those old pens made out of a feather.
Okay.
That might come in useful in ticklish situations.
George, you know, the point of the museum is not to pocket everything you... Never mind.
It was an indented well in the corner of the desk. I guess it was intended to hold ink, but it seemed unnecessarily wide. Maybe Ketch had used it to hold his rum bottles steady in heavy seas.
What if we put the, Oh. Not the surveyor marker. No? Okay.
It was an old book with spidery writing covering the open pages.
Can you read it?
March 20th, 1670 fix.
It's an S, George!
Frigate off Fan Salvador? It was garbage. Huh. I guess being a pirate didn't require too many academic qualifications. The passage went on to describe how Ketch had got wind of the approach of a fleet of English ships. It seemed the new governor had not shared his predecessor's views on Ketch's activities. They were out for his blood. Sailed to that place where I made secure my fortune. I returned safe in the knowledge that the governor shall not discover that which I had hidden. For is it not writ that 'tis easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle? It was a beautifully crafted model of a sailing ship. The ship looked too fragile to touch.
That's never stopped you before!
It was Captain Ketch's sea chest. Its battered appearance hinted at salty tales of maritime adventure and swashbuckling. Long months at sea with a rum-sodden, mutinous crew, hardtack and scurvy. And this chest, full to the brim with Ketch's loot, pearls, diamonds, emeralds, and doubloons. On the other hand, it could have been full of spare blankets.
Surprise!
What the? Who are you?
I'm Emily.
What were you doing in there, Emily?
Hiding. What are you doing here?
Grown-up stuff.
Grown-ups? I'm never gonna grow up, I'm not. You shouldn't be here. What's your name?
I'm George.
Pleased to meet you, Jaws.
George.
Jaws?
Jeez.
Make your mind up.
She sounds like she was recorded in a completely different building from the rest of the cast. Which may be the case, given that this is a remaster. I don't know if they did anything to the recordings. Hey, you want a poisonous dart?
Would you like to play darts?
No.
Oh, come on. I'll throw, you catch.
That's dangerous. Darts will stick in me and make me bleed.
Okay. How about the Theodore?
Do you know how to use a theodolite?
That's
We
what I
didn't know
said.
anything about surveying at my school. Not until 5th grade.
Okay, you go to a cool school.
Look, an ancient Mayan stone.
Is that a magic stone?
Well, I don't know about that.
No.
That cross you're wearing, Emily,
It's my lucky Jesus cross.
it's just like the one Captain Ketch wore.
Uh-huh.
Can I borrow it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
What can you tell me about Captain Ketch?
That's him on the wall, in the picture.
Yeah, I know. Scary-looking guy, huh?
He was my great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Yeah, you have his eyes.
Are there non-Jesus crosses? I think so. The Romans crucified a hell of a lot of people. And they can't all have been Jesus. Unless he was a shapeshifter.
Why don't you go play with Rio?
I'm not allowed.
How come?
'Cause Aunt Frost says I'm not allowed out of the house. That's why, Mr. Nosybeak.
Too bad. Why don't you ask your other aunt if you can play with Rio?
Aunt Mina's cuckoo. Aunt Frost says so. She says when the Lord handed out common sense, Aunt Mina was off getting double portions of chin.
That's okay, so was I.
What would you trade for that cross, Emily?
A puppy.
Well, I don't happen to have a puppy in my pocket right now. Can you think of anything else you'd trade?
Don't know.
That Rio's a smart kid. He helped me outwit Bronson.
Rio is clever. He can spit ever so far.
Okay, well, you want a theodolite? No, we already offered her a theodolite. They just forgot to mention the girl in Here's Where You Meet Her. I don't know where you're supposed to have learned about Emily. You want this?
Why don't you run along and play?
Aunt Mina told me, stay out of mischief.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to stay indoors, does it? On a beautiful day like today?
There's a storm coming.
Oh, nuts. You don't know that.
I do so. I can see the whole world from the window.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm busy. She wouldn't have been interested.
Okay,
It was an indent...
the inkwell looks too big. The pen holder...
It was the holder for the quill.
Put the dart in the... No, okay. Let's ring the bell again. See if she'll join in.
Two bells and all's well. Pirates were cool.
No, she has no interest in this bullshit. In whatever George is doing. Alright, what
The
about...
desk had obviously been cut to fit the chart. Or maybe vice versa.
Is there anything I can do with this? Because it feels like something should fit in that
looked like
inkwell.
that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there.
It looks like something's supposed to fit in the inkwell, and I don't know what. Panties! No. Hello?
It was a neat oil lantern made of brass.
Oh, that's what's supposed to fit there. Let's shoplift this.
Holding that lantern, I felt kinda biblical. Like Jesus or Florence Nightingale.
I don't think Florence Nightingale is a biblical figure.
The lantern fitted so precisely in the inkwell, it could only be deliberate.
All
What
right.
you doing, Jaws?
I've put the lantern in the inkwell. See? It fits.
Why?
Because it was cut to fit.
Why?
Because sneaky old Captain Ketch made it that way.
Why?
What is with all the questions?
'Cause I'm interested.
Why?
'Cause I have the insatiable curiosity of the young.
Why?
All right. Truce.
Okay. So, we have the lantern. We have the chart. Is this where we put the...
What you doing now, Jaws?
Knock it off, will ya? There's something you ought to know. I don't buy cute or lost puppy. I've put the feather back. Are you happy now?
Don't you want to steal it anymore?
For the last time, I didn't steal it.
That's your word against mine, and I'm the one with the dimples.
The desk had obviously...
Alright, now it casts a shadow across
That
the
looked
chart.
like that's where it was supposed to be, so I left it there.
So it casts a shadow across the chart, and I can't really tell why. I feel like it would be pointing to something, right? Because these are all laid out very specifically.
There were several things I wanted to say to that awful kid, but I held my tongue.
George, you just don't like people. Yeah, the shadow. Give her the panties.
She wouldn't have been interested.
Okay. Can't just look more closely at the chart.
The desk had
No, I can't get at the chart anymore. Just the,
It was one of those old pens made out of a feather. The base of the lantern fitted precisely in the inkwell.
Surveyor's marker, maybe. No. What if I just leave and come back?
The novelty value of having an inner tube in my pocket had worn off. I left it there.
Need a hint. If I do, I will push the hint button. Don't worry too much about it. I'm, slowly trying to work this out. Let's head off this way and talk to Rio for a minute. See if he has any advice on dealing with Emily. See if he wants to come into play, maybe.
What do you give to a small, irritating girl who asks about everything?
Try a conch. Delicate colors, interesting shape, and when you put it to your ear, you can hear the sea.
Yeah? Why's that?
Usually because you're standing next to it.
Cool. Have you got one?
Yeah, but I promised it to my sister. She well vexed with me.
Why is your sister mad with you?
Well, last night, when I got home with our supper, she went wild. Rio, she said, how come all you ever catch is puffer fish? A sicker puffer fish. What I want is tiger fish. So don't bother come back home till you catch one, boy. I don't see how I'm gonna catch no tiger fish. All I have is a fishing pole and a worm.
That's a good point.
What do you need to catch a tiger fish?
One of them real fancy flies like the rich fishermen use.
Oh, okay. One of those fancy style flies, like if we...
That wouldn't work. No, I had to think of something else.
I mean, the blow dart seems like the obvious thing here. It's bright, it's colorful.
I didn't think the kid would be interested in that.
One of those flies like the fishermen use. So we need something that's like tied up and it looks cool.
I didn't want a fishing net.
I mean, I think I get the idea. I'm just not sure what the execution is. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. I don't think I have any, like, jungle vines I can grab. This isn't really a jungle, as such. Fly fishing. Anything back in the museum? Well, there is that thing that lives in the barrel. Let's have a glance at that while we're,
Whatever lived in that barrel could stay there as far as I was concerned.
Okay. That didn't use it, no. 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 Alright, I am going to try for a quick hint. Rio has a conch, but he wants me to give him a fishing fly. Alright. Look for something from which the fishing fly can be made. I feel like we've had a good look. Take the quill from the... Oh, alright. I guess... we do need the okay. Guess we're re-stealing this.
That isn't it at all.
Just checking.
No. No, that's wrong.
Well, let's go down to the beach. Or is Emily going to give a shit about... Nope. Jonathan Frakes. Thank you. No, that's wrong. That's incorrect. You're not thinking clearly. Honestly, that video is just like Jonathan Frakes narrates you trying to play a Star Trek adventure game.
What you got there?
Any use for a quill?
What's a quill?
It's what people used to write with in Captain Ketch's days.
No, I'd sooner be fishing.
Alright, I need some, string or rope, and I'm not getting that... I mean, this nylon panty seems like it's fucking...
That
tailor-made.
No good. Not such a good idea.
We should I don't think we should try to kickstart a Star Trek adventure game. I think there may be some rules about that. I think there may be some laws. Alright, give me another bump. Give the feather to the cat. I would not have thought of that. Okay. No, it makes sense. He chews the feather up and it gets all, pointy thing. Yeah, okay, I got it. I openly admit I would not have thought of this. I thought we were done with this poor cat.
The cat made short work of the feather, tearing it into a blizzard of small pieces.
Good! Congratulations, you destroyed a historical artifact. How you feeling about that, George?
The quill had been torn into small pieces. I don't think so. That wouldn't work.
Alright, well we have little bits of feather.
That wouldn't work.
Maybe now this is all we need. I don't know. We can't take pieces of the net, can we?
I didn't want...
This net is the biggest red herring I've seen, short of an actual red herring. It's gotta have something to do with something.
Hey, this is just what you need to make a fly.
The panties are a red herring. No, the
Guys,
panties are a black
let's
heart.
get them tigerfish hungry. A deal's a deal. Here's a conch.
Alright, I got a conch. Oh, Wadsworth, communism was just a red herring. Alright, let's...
It was the conch shell that Rio had given me.
Does it have an actual conch in it still? Italy!
Here, I've got a conch. Would you like it?
Dunno. Aunt Frost told me never to take presents from strange men.
I'm not a strange man.
Then why are you called Jaws, Jaws? That's a stupid name.
I'm not called... Look, conch, pretty. Swap for the cross, yes or no? Right, this thing's going out the window.
Okay, we'll do swapsies.
Thank you. I don't know what I need this for.
Ketch's crucifix was encrusted with precious gems.
Do we put it in the pen holder?
Ketch's cross slipped snugly into the pen holder.
What you doing now?
Grown-up stuff.
I doubt that.
I've put your cross in this little hole in the desk.
Why?
Impulse, mainly, with a dash of irrational intuition.
Silly. Only women have intuition.
The lantern cast a strong light over the desktop. The light cast a shadow of the cross. And the shadow fell precisely over a small, unnamed island shaped like a skull.
Okay, X marks the spot.
That must be it. Ketch's Treasure Island.
Uh-oh. That's Zombie Island. It's a bad place.
No kidding? Well, bad place or not, that's my next port of call.
Can I come too?
The hell you can.
I never get to leave the house.
That's really too bad. Goodbye. How do I get off this island? Wait, there's a boat. I can ask Rio. No. Yes. Rio, can I take your boat and go places?
Would you take me to, Zombie Island?
In this weather? You're mad, man.
The rain will keep the zombies indoors.
How did I get to this island? Allegedly, George was on a plane.
Just say I did meet a zombie. What would you do?
There ain't no zombies on Zombie Island. At least, not anymore. It's uninhabited.
Good. What do you mean, not anymore?
You still want to go?
I guess.
Well, I ain't had no luck with them tiger fish. And with the mood my sister is in, I'll be safer with the zombies.
All right. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He was keel-hauled. But it was shallow.
So, this was Zombie Island. Somehow I'd been expecting something more sinister. Come on, Rio.
George?
Let's find that treasure.
No, thanks. I'm staying right here.
Oh, come on. You said yourself there's no zombies left.
Yeah, but that was while there was a big pile of seawater between me and this place. All me have now is this little bit between the boat and the shore, and I'm hanging on to it.
Yeah, understandable. Hey!
No, it can't be. But it was. My lucky piece of coal.
Yo, we
Rio,
got distance!
How far away is Ketch's Landing from here?
Best part of 10 miles. Why?
10 miles? That catapult must have been a lot more powerful than I thought.
Hell yeah!
The cliff stopped me getting off the beach.
Climb the cliffs of insanity, George!
The cliff was steep. Too steep to climb without handholds. And I couldn't find any.
Oh. Catapult? That's a space launch. It's a space
The
catapult.
warm Caribbean.
Jump in
The
the
sea
sea.
looked inviting, but I was here to do a job.
Are you really here to do a job, George? Catapult yourself up the cliff. Yes. No. We left the, we left it back in the other room. Back on the other island. 10 miles away.
Rio's boat was strewn with fishing nets and tackle. I was quite happy where I was, relatively speaking.
Do you have any, like, Spider-Man web slingers in there, Rio?
That Emily sure asks a lot of questions.
Rest man, this whole Emily business just isn't funny.
Look, we're obviously at cross purposes here. I'm talking about Emily Ketch.
Yeah, and so am I. He was my friend. Her aunts hated it, but we did move together, you know. She used to be real keen at hide and seek. It could take hours to find her. One time, the last time, it took days. She must have shouted and screamed herself hoarse, but there was nobody to hear her.
Where'd she hidden herself?
Captain Ketch's old sea chest. The only way to open it was from the outside.
Suddenly, I didn't feel so good. We never exchanged another word about Emily Ketch.
Okay, so her aunts... Did I figure out the truth about Emily? No, because her aunts seemed quite happy to believe that she was down on the beach. Then again, her aunts are, you know, deranged. Anyway, nope. No idea what was up with Emily. Gotta be a way to climb this. Can you use the surveyor tool to look into... No, okay. Use the panties as a, no.
The cliff was steep. Too steep to...
And there's no handholds, okay.
And I
can't just walk up the beach. Because George doesn't want to cross the Caribbean. Even a little bit of it. But yeah, I don't feel like that story adds up.
The outcrop was about the only feature on the cliff face.
Like, they clearly wanted to do a twist, but I'm not sure they did it well.
It was too high. I couldn't get up there.
Dematerializes when she turns about. I didn't see that at all.
The outcrop was...
I cannot reach that outcropping either.
It was too...
There are little holes in the wall all over here. It's easy to miss. Yeah. How did George physically receive and use the cross? You know what? I think we're not supposed to question it. I think it's just supposed to be a creepy twist. Ooh, it was a ghost the whole time. Never mind that it makes no logical sense. Home? No. Well, now we have two parts of the cliff that are too tall for me to interact with. That's nice.
I was quite happy where I...
Could I really not have any of the ropes or nets or anything that you're using, Rio?
Could I borrow your net?
Yeah, man, no problem.
Okay.
You planning on catching some fish?
Nope. I'm after a big rock. Well, here I go. Wish me luck, Rio.
Good luck, George. Watch out for the Walking Dead.
Yeah, no problem. Meanwhile, back in London.
I stumbled down dark stairwells for what seemed like forever, until suddenly I found myself, wow, in an abandoned London Underground station. This place must have been closed down decades ago.
Two easily missed Easter eggs used just a save point. I know about one of them. I do know that there is an Easter egg involving, like, Beneath the Steel Sky, which we haven't played here on the channel. I don't know about the other one. A weighing machine.
LBS. Lubes? What are lubes?
I don't know what a lurb is.
The train signal light still worked.
What is a lurb? What is lurb? Baby, don't hurt me.
A warning sign saying high voltage convinced me to leave the lights alone.
What's this? Can you just walk out into
It was
the...
too dangerous to start walking along the tracks. I remembered what always happened to Wile E. Coyote when he did that.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's see, there's a cupboard. Yeah, I know that the Beneath the Steel Sky Easter egg involves messing with a vending machine. I'm unsure if I'm gonna bother with that.
A pile of old railway sleepers was blocking the platform. I'd probably break my neck if I climbed over the sleepers, or worse, a heel.
See, we've also got a ticket
It was
machine.
an old ticket machine. A sign read, Tickets 3D.
I wonder what a D is.
The machine looked like it had sold its last ticket a long time ago.
See, we're in London. Pennies were confusingly abbreviated to D because the Latin word for this coin was denarius. Cool. Thanks.
It was a poster advertising holidays in Scotland. It might have been a nice souvenir if it hadn't been torn and dirty.
Your train ticket's in 3D! Hold it close to your face! Yeah, there's so many different...
1D only was embossed below the coin slot. Something protruded slightly from the slot.
Is it laser time? I don't think it is.
The slot was much too thin for my fingers. The blade was too thick for the narrow slot.
Poke.
I pushed the hair clip into the slot and whatever was stuck there disappeared into the machine. I pulled out an old English penny. It was an old English penny coin. On one side was Britannia, managing to look both virginal and matronly. On the other was the head of King George VI, looking much the same.
Alright, we have 1 penny. The weighing machine only outputs in lurbs.
The machine wasn't about to weigh me for nothing. The poster was advertising a play I'd never heard of. The date on the poster was before I was born.
And here's a subway map.
It was an old map of the London Underground.
How old was it?
It looked just like the modern one.
Is Mornington Crescent on it?
It was a maintenance cupboard. A latch lock stopped me getting into the cupboard.
Does this key coincidentally fit the cupboard? No? Okay. Can we jimmy it open? We can!
The blade of the dagger just fitted between the door and the soft wood frame. The door gave slightly, and then held firm. My fingers were too big to reach into the tiny crack. The hair grip was too thick to fit into the crack.
Man, something's about the penny. No? Put the dagger back
The blade
in.
of the dagger was too thick to get into the narrow crack.
Okay. Loop your purse around it and pull? Oh, okay.
There was a narrow gap between the cupboard door and a wooden frame.
Can you kick it?
A latch lock stopped me getting into the cupboard. My fingers were too big to reach into the tiny crack.
Alright, we'll need something else. What's in the vending machine?
It was an old chocolate vending machine.
We put this back in the coin slot?
An ancient bar of chocolate dropped into the tray at the bottom of the machine. And as a special bonus, the penny dropped through to the reject pocket.
Oh, good. Free
I
chocolate,
pulled out
baby!
An old English penny. I took the ancient bar of chocolate.
Has it bloomed?
It was a very old bar of chocolate with a row of boys pictured on the wrapper.
I think we had to do something about that ghost for the Easter egg. Like, give him chocolate. Love the background noise here. Very horror.
The ghost obviously didn't want to talk. Perhaps it was shy.
Yeah, I've played Beneath the Steel Sky. I've played this before, Blacktails. Your sly hinting is a little weird. But...
The ghost obviously...
No? Okay. I'm pretty sure where he's from. I just forget how you actually interact with this.
The ghost didn't seem threatening in any way.
It's not from Beth. Oh well then. I just remember this leads to some stuff.
The ghost...
Well... We're not getting that done. Maybe if we give him the penny. Maybe I'm just distracting myself by fucking around with a ghost when I should be, like, doing other stuff.
The ghost...
Yeah. I'm just gonna move on.
The machine wasn't a...
Can I use the penny in the machine?
I put the old penny into the slot, the needle twitched rustily, and the machine spat out a card. I remembered my student days when I regularly forgot my house keys. A wiggle with the thick card between the frame and the lock, and the latch lifted. It was a big, red, ever so tempting button.
Mash button. Hey!
The train was my ride out of there. I could worry about not having a ticket when I got to the docks.
Yeah, we're out. Meanwhile, on Zombie Island... No one is surprised to stop at a dirt. Nah. I vaguely remember there being a maze here in the original, or possibly later on.
If I jumped, I could just about reach the branch. Climbing the tree wasn't going to help any in this situation.
Let's see. I don't have anything that can help me fend off a, small pig. Let's go back to the other way. The little Jaws. No, yeah, you know. Jaws. Jaws Stobbart. Head back the other way. I don't remember how much of this game is actually left. According to our save, we're at 73%. So I don't think we're gonna finish it tonight.
It was a stagnant swamp.
Get in the swamp, George.
Nothing, I mean nothing, would possess me to step into that swamp.
Get in the swamp, George.
Oh no, I wasn't going in there.
Get in the swamp, George.
Oh no, I wasn't going in there.
Damn. Alright, now this bit I do think I remember. I think the way it works is, you can either do a maze through the swamp, or you can make yourself a shortcut. But I'm not 100% on that. Okay, get intimidated. But we gotta face this baby down.
The end of the reed was too narrow for the dart to fit into.
No? I kind of remember doing that, but I guess not. Well, I guess we're going back through the swamp then. Ah, well. When we get to Broken Sword 3, by the way, I've only played like the first 10 minutes, so there will be very little of me remembering things, and very much of me going, oh my god, I have no idea how to do this. But everything I've heard about Broken Sword 3 suggests that if I ever get stuck, the solution will be to push a box.
Ah! Stay cool, Stobbart. It was only a bird.
George scared of birds, Stobbart.
There was something in that hole beneath the rock.
Put your hand in it. You can see a little seam here. I wonder what that is.
As soon as I stooped to investigate the hole, its inhabitant disappeared into the darkness.
I wonder if there were like two pieces of art and they scanned them together.
The end of the reed had been neatly bitten off.
Well, there we go.
Now I knew what was living in there. A long-toothed, snarling, furry wild thing.
So like half my audience. Honestly, regarding the derelict train station thing, though, I think that could just happen at any time in London. Like, you might end up stopping at a tube station that nobody's heard of before, and... like, that's just your life now. You have to live with the fact that your train stopped at a weird place. And you'll have forgotten all about it in the next week. I mean, I understand that shit happens in New York all the time. Okay, let's edge on over here. There's the wild boar, or very tiny wild boar. Throw to do some exploration. Okay, George.
The dart fitted snugly into the reed. Great. I was tooled up and dangerous.
Yes, you are. So what we have to do to make this shortcut, if I recall, is shoot at this and then immediately click the tree branch.
That branch had helped me all it was going to.
And now we can just skip, like, the entire swamp maze. Sort of exploring abandoned malls. Exploring abandoned subway stations. I feel like YouTube would block you for dangerous behavior, but then again, I don't know shit about YouTube. So...
Initials had been carved into the rock. Initials carved into the stone read F.K. Frederick Ketch had been here.
F.K. on the mountaintop. Clear as day. God, I miss Deadly Premonition.
3 shallow holes had been made in the rock.
I have
The
no
hill I
idea
was
what I'm
on
looking
had
for.
reminded me of a camel's hump as I'd climbed up it. Now I had to see what I could see.
We can't see shit. Maybe we're facing the wrong way.
It was Bronson's theodolite, now being put to a nobler use than petty larceny.
Am I living in your... I mean... I'm not sure I could fit. I only really respect urban exploration videos if the people doing it aren't, like, idiots. Like, they've got to be wearing some respirators, a little bit of, like, protective gear, gloves, so that you don't catch the fucking hantavirus. Like, if you're gonna go into a place that's been abandoned for years, try to do it like somebody who isn't trying to die. That's just my take on it, though. Alright, I really don't see what we're looking for out here. I think this is where we're gonna leave George for the rest of the week, though, standing on top of this mountain. According to this, we're 75% of the way through the game. Hopefully next weekend, Saturday, hopefully we'll be able to put a wrapper on this one and move on to Broken Sword 3. I'm very excited to move on to that one because I've barely dabbled in it. This, too, is a bathroom. No! Maybe. But no!
Three shallow holes had been made in the rock. Joining the dots would make an equilateral triangle.
Okay, well... Good luck with that, George. You contemplate triangles for a week. You know, it does occur to me that we have not seen a single bathroom. At all. And, that's really something. I wish we could see a bathroom here in Broken Sword 2. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and drop off. Good luck to you all. Eat well, get fat, live healthy. Or just live fatly, it doesn't matter. Good night.